G'day and welcome back to Foord Offroad and my 6 litre Nissan Patrol build. Today we're going to tackle the exhaust. So I just got an assortment of random exhaust pieces that I've collected over the last couple of months. 2 stainless steel X-Force mufflers out of a VZ. A double X-Force also out of a VZ. A couple of 3-inch stainless bends, V-bands, 1 3-inch V-band, 2 2.5-inch V-bands. 100 cell cat, flex pipe, 3-inch in, 2.5-inch out collector, whole heap of 2.5-inch bends, some exhaust hangers, and some Foord Ranger roll bar. I know that sounds dumb, but it's cool for exhaust tips. I'm thinking that it's going to go like that, or I'll chop it and it'll pop just over the chassis like that on either side. Start up the front, decide what the back's going to do when I finally actually get up to the back. But anyway, let's get stuck into it. Okay, so first up, straight out of there, this is a 45 3-inch stainless. I'm going to have to cut a little bit of a bend out of it so that I can point the cat that way along the chassis. Point those about there at the gearbox so that they're not going to hit the gearbox, but so they're up pretty far. There's a flex pipe. You shouldn't put a flex pipe in any exhaust. They all should have flex pipes. Just reduces the chance of metal fatigue with vibrations. So I got the muffler, the dual muffler, sitting on my little stool just so I can figure out which angle that needs to be on. This is mild steel, so it's going to be a V-band on the end of that once I've cut it to the right angle, and then that into there. So I just need to get I might do that actually, then that goes into it in the middle. I'm just going to cut this one on a little bit more of an angle. Something relatively centre and the right level. V-band straight into that. The reason I'm ending the V-band before it goes back into 2.5 is there's a fair chance I'm going to put a 3-inch straight through on this after engineering, so we'll just do this for now, and then later on we can change it to unbelievably loud. Okay, so the hanger I'm going to put here is a Land Cruiser style one. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to cut it to shape obviously, and I'll bend this to go hanging off there, because the Land Cruiser ones aren't really hangers, they're kind of more sit on top of it. So I'm going to do that, support the front of that. So I just got to weld these two X-Force mufflers together, just so I can mount them together a bit easier to hold them. I'm just going to tack them for now because I might end up not mounting them like that, but we'll see what happens. Just going to make it a little bit easier to hang. And I know that there's 3 mufflers, but they're all straight through, so it still should have a nice note to it. It's going to be a bright green 4-wheel drive on 35s with an LS in it. I don't really want to draw way too much attention to myself. So, yeah. Okay, so same thing I did on that one where it's sitting on top. I'm going to do on this one. I'm going to bend that up though so it's sitting flat on that line. I need to wait till the fab shop opens on Monday to go and do that. And it's late Saturday afternoon now, so they're not going to be open. So for now I'm just going to leave this bar there. I'll take that in and bend it. And I'm going to do the tailpipes. If I want to have it like this, dumped off the end of the chassis and cut to height, obviously not this whole long. But if I want it to have it sticking out the side like that, that's how my old exhaust was on the TD42. The other side's going to be alright. Either way on this side, the fuel filler's going to be a pain when I get up to doing that. I think I'm leaning more towards out the side like this. I've just got to have enough space that the filler can come underneath it and then up to the tray. I think I'm going to do it like that. Decisions. The V-band's going to go on the end of the muffler like this. I mean, I'll be able to get that piece out when the tray's on and the body, and I'll also be able to get the tailpipes out when the tray's on, the body's on, because that's the important thing. You've got to be able to get it off. It's all good to make it, you've got to be able to get it off though. So this actually takes so long to do, cutting bends in the right spots. I've actually cut these ones like 5 or 6 times to get them so that it's coming over and pointing in the right spot. So I've decided that I'm going to dump it off the back like that. I'm going to need to, on Monday at work, I'll make up a 2.5 to 3 inch adapter. I'll put that on there and I'll chop this to the size that it needs to be. The first side's always the easiest. The other side, trying to make it in the same height and in the same spot, sucks. But anyway, let's get onto it. So I came back out after work yesterday, finished the tips, and also made a mount for that. And mounted the tips just straight down to the chassis on a cruiser style mount. So now I'm just going to weld as much as I can while it's on the car. It's always good to weld it on the car as much as you can anyway, because if you pull it off and weld on the bench, there's a high chance of things warping and moving out of place. So I'm going to weld as much as I can on the car, then pull it off and finish it. Then paint it all in that high heat black stuff. I've also been painting the fuel tanks, and I'll pull this one out when I pull the exhaust off as well to paint it. So I'm going to put them back in for the final time. Let's get into that. Righto, got everything painted, chuck it back on. Okay, that's the exhaust done. That's the exhaust done. Everything's all tight, all on there for good. So that's the exhaust done. I'm going to end the video there. In between videos, I'm going to put both fuel tanks back in with the bash plates on them, and then we'll pick up from there. I'm pretty sure the next video is going to be painting the body. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.